Good morning, guys. I'm feeling a little less than normal today because yesterday we said goodbye to the Whitmans. They actually fly out to China today and I cried a lot. My eyes feel really swollen and my voice feels a little bit off, so there's that. Before I put on my makeup today, I really want to talk to you guys about some changes I've made in my skincare, and I have my planner in front of me because I've written a few things down. So it has been 10 days since I have used a different cleanser, and you guys, my chin, like even as I was moisturizing right before I started filming this video, I have not felt it this smooth since January of this year. Like I have been just so used to feeling little bumps, like even if nothing comes to the surface, it's just been super clogged, but my chin is so smooth, and I don't have any pimples right now, which is kind of crazy because I just started that time of the month a few days ago, and normally my face would have exploded. Okay, so for the last 10 days, what have I been doing? I have been taking off my eye makeup at night, you know, with the little Almay eye makeup remover. That hasn't changed. I've been using that for a while now. And then I ran out of my Banilico Purity, and I kind of wanted to try something that didn't contain fragrance. So my mom actually sent me the Glossier Milky Jelly Cleanser. I asked her to. And I started using it to take off my face makeup at night. And then after that, I would use maybe a nickel size amount of hemp seed oil. I have the Nutiva brand that I've had since last winter. If you guys watched me from the earlier morning chats, I was testing that out for a month. But back then I was using the hemp seed oil to remove my makeup, but now I use it as a step after removing my makeup. So what I do is while my face is wet after the Milky Jelly Cleanser, I've been just massaging in the hemp seed oil and then washing it off, and I just kind of let it air dry, and then I'll add the tiniest bit extra to put on as moisturizer once my face is dry. So I apply hemp seed oil twice at night in my nighttime skincare routine. I'm sure that's not the only thing that's cleared me up. The only other major change in my diet is every day I've been drinking a green juice in the morning. So that could also be playing a factor. But you guys, my face doesn't feel like mine right now. It's crazy. So the reason I think hemp seed oil has been working so well with my skin is because it has a comedogenic rating of 0, which means it will not clog your pores. And also, I've read that hemp seed oil, the properties of hemp seed oil is pretty similar to the natural oils that our skin produces. Similar to jojoba, except jojoba oil has a comedogenic rating of 2, I believe, 1 or 2. It's still on the lower end of things, but it's not a 0. Also, another thing that I learned about cleansing with oils is when you use oils that are, okay, if you're acne prone, you should use oils that are higher in linoleic acid and lower in oleic acid, something like that. There's a breakdown of a ratio, and acne prone skin, they recommend you use something that's high in linoleic acid, which is, I think the 3 that I kept reading about was rosehip oil, hemp seed oil, and pumpkin oil. I have all 3 of those oils at home, but you guys already know that I use rosehip seed oil. I kept reading about how using hemp seed oil and then rubbing it on your face, it's supposed to break down any clogged pores because the whole dissolves thing. And so massaging the oil into my clogged pores, I don't know if that got in there and just unclogged stuff. I don't know. But I wish you guys could just be here to just touch my chin area. It feels like a baby's bottom knocking on all sorts of wood that I don't wake up and it's just there's an explosion on my face. So hemp seed oil also has what is it? It has a greenish tint in color, and I've read somewhere else that the redness, red counteracts
green counteracts red, and so it's supposed to help with the redness. And I don't know if it's like because you put it on and it's like an immediate tint so you look less red, or if it actually helps with the redness in the long run. I don't know about that. I can't say much in terms of it helping with redness because I still have discoloration on my face, and I'm okay with that because I don't have just blemishes everywhere. I'm gonna keep experimenting with this for the rest of the month, and then maybe I'm gonna give a trial run with pumpkin oil next. Yeah, so at night I'll moisturize with hemp seed oil, and some nights I'll moisturize with the rose hip, and in the morning I have been cleansing with Glossier's Milky Jelly Cleanser only, and then after that, after I air dry my face, adding a few drops of the rose hip seed oil into my CLEAR Organics Day Cream. And on some days I've been using Glossier's Priming Moisturizer. Glossier's Priming Moisturizer, I love the finish that it gives on my skin, but I do notice that when I put it close to my eyes, it kind of burns. And there is one ingredient called retinol palmitate or something, and I think it's a derivative of vitamin A, and maybe that's why it kind of burns a little bit. So I've been trying not to use that too close to my eyes. I'm gonna turn on the AC, so just a heads up because it might get a little bit louder than normal. I hope you guys had a great weekend. My weekend was very different this time around because our weekends are usually pretty chill and quiet. You know, if we do meet people, it's very rarely in big groups. But this weekend, I have not been this social in a really long time. So on Friday, we got invited to go to this wedding dress fashion show by our friend Brian, and very big event. He threw a very elaborate party like he always does. So I was around a bunch of people, met a lot of new faces as well, and then saw some old faces. Saturday we went out for, it's an intimate but pretty large birthday hang because it was our friend Cody's birthday, and in our group of friends, I want to say it feels like there's like at least like 10 to 15 of us. So it's intimate because it's mostly like married couples, and everyone comes in, like most of them come in pairs. So it's intimate but not like just based on like the number. So that was Saturday, and then yesterday Brandon and I went to church because it was the last weekend that the Whitmans are here, and Gail is was giving her testimony. We actually got to church later than we'd planned, so I didn't even bring my camera, even though I was planning to film her testimony because I didn't think that I'd catch it in time. But she was amazing. Like Gail has always said that her strength isn't in storytelling, but she just kind of goes for the punchline, and she like wings most things, but she's so good even when she wings it. And yeah, it was a nice compliment to Chad's, but it was also different. It was just very emotional. I was telling Brandon, it felt like I was breaking up with someone. That feeling feels so foreign to me, but it felt like I was breaking up with someone, but it wasn't like a bad breakup. It's just like it's for the best kind of thing. And so it just hurt. Like I haven't felt that kind of pain in my like heart in a long time. And then Gail gave me this yesterday, and of course like I like bawled my eyes out. She made this like collage thing, probably from Shutterfly because Gail loves Shutterfly. And so this is just on my desk, and I keep looking over at it, and it makes me very sad and happy. Saying goodbye to the kids was so hard. I was just bawling. I have the cutest videos of them, just Judah, their third son, him just telling me with the sad face Snapchat filter saying, "I'm gonna miss you in China." I'm like, do you even know what you're saying right now? Do you know that you're going to be moving to another country tomorrow? Like, I'm not gonna see you again for a while. Brandon and I are thinking of maybe going to Shanghai at the end of the year to see them. We're also talking about taking a trip to Taiwan in September. So hopefully we can do Taiwan and Shanghai before this year's over. But then I really want to go to the Philippines. I've never been there. So that reminds me, hold on. I definitely haven't talked about this in a while. But my mason jar challenge, let's see. Okay, so I have 2 slaps of paper. For those of you guys that are fairly new, I have been putting away money every week into this mason jar, and I'm saving up for a trip for me and Brandon. And I finally hit the second part of the tab because more than half of the year is over, which is nuts. So the original plan was to put $1 the first week of the year, and then $2 the second week, $3 the next week, so on and so forth. But instead, I decided to go backwards. So the first week of this year, I put in $52. And then the week after, 51, 50, so on and so forth. I am here now. I'm still doing this. And I was hoping to use this mason jar challenge money for our Philippines trip in December. But I don't know if we would do the Philippines and Shanghai. I'm actually really proud of myself for sticking to that. It's so tempting, you know? You have a jar of cash lying around, like, it's so easy to just like, boop, just pop in there and take something out and, you know, spend it on something. Definitely helps that I'm on the shopping ban. And the other thing that helps is ever since I started that mason jar challenge, I stopped using my monthly blow money. And blow money is just allowance that Brandon and I each get that we can spend on whatever we want every month. We have an allotted amount. But instead of going out and just blowing it on beauty products like I normally do, I have been saving my blow money to put in money weekly into the jar. So that's nice. And also, you know, once you start seeing something grow and like compound, you don't want to mess it up, or at least that's how I feel. I'm like, oh, I've already made it this far. Like, I don't want to mess it up. I want to keep going. So very exciting to look at that. Our meetup in Seoul is happening on Saturday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 5 days from now, which is pretty insane. I'm so excited to meet some of you guys in person. Any of you guys coming to the meetup watching this, they do serve food there because obviously it's a burger joint, but they also have great drinks. And we are friends with the guys that own that restaurant, and the atmosphere of that place is pretty chill. That's why we picked it. And so if you're hungry, you can get food, and if you're not, you can just go there for the drinks. Later this week, I have to upload my shopping ban update 60 days in, because it has been over 60 days now since I've been on that shopping ban. And I want to share some things that I've learned, realized. I can't believe I still have like more than a month left to go. That also reminds me that there will not be an episode of Dating My Husband this week because Brandon is going away to an overnight workshop event, and he's not going to be here on Tuesday evening, and I kind of need him around to film that. Instead, I'm hosting like a little girls get together with 2 of my friends, and they're just coming over Tuesday night, and we're just gonna play around with makeup and products while Brandon's away. We'll be back to our regularly scheduled Dating My Husband episodes next week. I have a YouTube recommendation for you, and his name is Adrian Bliss. Oh my god, you guys need to watch his videos. He is so funny. I've been obsessed with him. He popped up real quick in a Casey Neistat vlog. I've seen some other YouTubers rave about him as well, and he is a YouTuber from the UK. Basically, he daily vlogged for the month of November last year, and that series he called Vlogvember. His vlogs are super short. They're like around 2 to 3 minutes, not even 3 minutes, I don't think. It's purely satire, and he just makes fun of like everything YouTubers do, and he does it in like the most dry, his humor is so dry, but that's the kind of humor that I find really, really funny. And he's so good about like just pulling out everything that like every YouTuber does. And it's, you know, to be honest, like when I had Brandon watch with me, he thought it was funny too, but there were certain things like he didn't really get because he's not like so deep into YouTube as I am. He doesn't spend as much time watching YouTube like I do. Oh my gosh, you guys. Adrian Bliss is hilarious. So what started out as like a funny little experiment, he was just doing the Vlogvember thing just for fun. and it was such a success, not amongst just like regular viewers, but he got a lot of attention from like the really huge YouTubers as well. And you'll see like Casey comment on his vlogs, Miranda Sings, Mr. Ben Brown, Fun for Louie. Like there's so many like big guys. It was such a success that he actually started a Kickstarter so he can vlog for the month of June, and he called it Vloon. And basically the Vloon vlogs, which took place a month ago, was him like documenting going from the UK to the States and then just like road tripping all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast to go to VidCon. I do not recommend that you start from Vloon because it's more recent, but go ahead and watch Vlogvember. Oh, I will link the playlist below. Like they're so short. If you don't find it funny, I'm really sorry, but like that's the kind of stuff that just always tickles me on the inside. And like in the vlogs, Adrian kind of comes off a little bit slow. Like someone actually left a comment and asked him if he had a medical condition. Like I feel like he really just gets into character. And then I looked him up on Instagram and saw some photos of him, like, you know, in his like natural state, and I'm like, wow, he's like a very attractive, like put together man, and you wouldn't really get that vibe from watching his vlogs. If you're in the mood for something like quick and funny, check out Adrian Bliss. I love him. By the way, have any of you guys tried Glossier's Halo Scope highlighter? I like the idea of the Glossier being like in stick form so that I can just like swipe it on without having to dip my finger. I still don't like to dip my finger in this pot. Yeah, if you guys have tried it, I think it's been sold out for a while. Please let me know your thoughts below, and then I can decide whether or not to replace my Living Luminizer with that when my shopping ban ends. I don't think I've ever spoke really in depth about this product, this lip product that I have from Artdeco. It's a German brand, I believe. Yes. And my friend Susanna, not Susanna Hong, the one that you saw in the morning chat, but my other friend Susanna Werho, she lives in Germany, and she sent me like a care package with like a bunch of different like German beauty products a few months back, and she sent me their Color Reviver Balm. I think that's what it's called. It's like the Dior lip glow. I don't know why I haven't ever talked in depth about this, because I'm like obsessed with this product. I use this all the time, and like every week I'm like, why don't I talk about this more? I actually use this more than my Dior lip glow because I love my Dior lip glow so much, but this is way pricier. Susanna told me this is about $6-7 in Germany, whereas the Dior lip glow is like $33 to $36. I don't know. So this is always in my purse with me. I only put it in this drawer now so that I could talk about it with you. It just gives me a very lively glow to my lips. And then on top of that, I've been using Bite Beauty's lip pencil in Rhubarb. And none of these products are new to my capsule, by the way, just in case you're wondering. I've been just loving this combination. And I stopped applying the pencil straight onto my lips because the color, it just comes out too bold. And for whatever reason, the times that I do wear color on my lips, I always end up eating something and then the lipstick from my bottom lip gets all over my chin. Like I swear, every time I try to wear a red lip, I end up eating a burger that day, and then my chin is just red. This is such a beautiful color. It just kind of makes the Reviver Balm a bit more matte, because this is kind of, it's not glossy, but it is more shiny. And then putting this on top just kind of chills it out a bit, and I really like the two. I have a client that I have to meet in 45 minutes, so I have to get dressed. I'm not wearing pants right now, so I'm gonna go put on some pants. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye guys.